Hello, everyone. It's Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for this upcoming week. Happy December! And for me here in New England, our December has started with, actually, in a lot of areas of the United States, our December has started with some horrific snowstorms. I am count myself among the fortunate who did not have to go out of my house today. I'm safe and sound inside. My car is all nice and clean and dry in the garage, and I live in a condo community that does the maintenance. So I'm feeling very grateful about that at the moment. And my empathy goes out to any of you who had to get out and shovel it this morning. We'll send extra healing energies your way. Anyways, so let's get into the Archangels who are working with us for this coming week. Okay, let's see who's working with us. Call upon the Archangels. Okay. So the angel who's popped out for us is Archangel Raguel with the message of clairsentience. And it says, notice you're recurring, and that's an important piece of it. You're recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So this card often comes up when you may have had a lot of underlying feelings or repeated feelings about a particular situation in your life. It could be work related, could be relationship stuff. He's just saying, just pay attention to what's going on with your feelings. We have to deal with our feelings. And a lot of times if they're uncomfortable to us, we're looking for, the sweets or the alcohol or something like that to soothe it. Classic for that, mostly usually with food. But, if you can take those times to just be present with them. Emotions are like energy in motion. And if you allow them their space, they will move through you if you just acknowledge them. Even if it feels uncomfortable for a little bit, just be present with that. And but Raguel is an archangel of justice and fairness. So he's reminding you, he's bringing this to your awareness for a reason. Okay, there's stuff that you still need to kind of sort out with your feelings or process. And if you recall, if you watched the reading for December, we had the Archangel Raziel overseeing us this month with the message of spiritual awakening. And one of the ways that we can get to that is by working and paying attention to our feelings about things, especially recurring feelings. And he says recurring physical feelings too. So, when you notice stiffness in your body, if you notice yourself tightening up around a certain person or a certain situation all the time, if you're having problems in your gut or pain in your body someplace, he's saying pay attention to that, okay? So that's who's overseeing us for this week. And he is an angel who oversees things. Raguel is his name means friend of God that I know of. That's what I'm aware of as his name's meaning. And he's an angel who helps us with legal matters and resolving arguments and things of that nature too. So he helps to champion the underdog. So anyways, he's urging you not to brush them aside this week and to pay attention to them, okay? So now, let's see what other messages we have for this coming week. Calling on some Saint and Angel cards. Forgiveness is important, okay? So, a bit of that, Raguel's message is to take inventory, okay? Like a moral inventory, an inventory of your feelings, your beliefs, things like that about something. And there's an opportunity to forgive here. And forgiving, it's important to remember that forgiving doesn't mean that you've condoned what somebody's done or hasn't done. It doesn't mean that you have to invite them back into your life again if that doesn't feel safe. But forgiveness, as so many leaders have talked about, is a means of of letting go. And it's an important part of healing, okay? So anyways, that's the beginning of the week. And it might be you forgiving somebody. It might be somebody forgiving you, okay? You might be receiving some, even in material way. You know, you hear like some companies now, some businesses like insurance companies, they talk about accident forgiveness, or there's debt forgiveness and things like that. So it may be some of that that's coming your way at the beginning of the week. But the most important way to start forgiveness too is forgiving yourself, okay? So anyways, let's see. What else is going on this week? Let's see this card. Higher education. Okay. So I get this, there's more to learn. Okay. And I feel like this is going out to some people who may be contemplating in the new year, you know, going for that next degree level up, either completing a degree or going for that next step. Maybe you're going for an MBA or a master's degree of some kind, or even stepping in a different direction, you know, where you need to go into like a certification program or something. So, you know, it's acknowledging that. Or, you know, it's also this time of year now where, and I know this because of the situation I'm in, where kids are applying and sending their applications in for colleges and for early decisions and things like that, are actually more early action at this point. So there's a lot of discussion about the higher education, like what schools they're going to be going to, like what's the best choice, things like that. That topic of higher education, colleges and things like that may be a part of what's going on in your week, okay? It's also, you know, spiritually symbolic of the higher education, the spiritual education. Pardon me. If you remember, Raziel is overseeing our month with spiritual awakening. So we are getting our spiritual education is going to a higher level, okay? Which often does come about through forgiveness, okay? So anyways, let's see what else is going on this week. Oops, they spilled out on me again. Okay. This may also be someone finishing theirs. I know sometimes people finish their educations at odd times, but I think it has more to do with, you know, if you have children in the schools that they're looking at, or that you may be looking at going to that next level with your own degree. So in the card singles, it's worth looking into. All right, any other messages from these? Okay, there it is. Okay. The end of the week, we have generosity, okay? And it can be either way, that you're giving away some of your stuff. You know, you might be donating it, you know, giving to your charities, you know, maybe a big part of this month. You may also be receiving it, okay? Other people's generosity. It's that time of year when people start to think about their gifts that they're going to give, not just the gifts that we give to our, you know, our family members, if you know, for how you celebrate the holiday, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa, what have you, but they're thinking about their, you know, the charitable, you know, donations and gifts that they give to charitable organizations, nonprofit organizations, things like that. That's what the end of this week entails. At least that's what I get when I look at this card. It also has to do with just generosity of spirit. I mean, it isn't necessarily exclusively applied to monetary gifts that are given to charitable organizations and things like that. It's, the generosity of your time that you're giving to other people. Maybe you're donating your time to a shelter. Maybe you're donating meals, things like that. It's about the generosity of spirit that is infusing the season. Okay, that as we get to the end of the week, it's probably around December 6th, 7th, over the weekend and stuff like that. That's when people are starting to put those together and make their contribution or thinking about where they're going to send those. So, okay, let's see. I wanted to call on Archangel Michael for a little protection, or what his message is, because he's a protective angel and he gives us courage. And with the snowy weather and conditions that are all going on all throughout the country, what is Michael's message? Michael, what do you wish people to know? What's your message for them? What's up for this? Ooh, okay, that one wants to come out. Oh, he wants you to know that your home is protected. Okay, so, and this is protected in a variety of ways, because there's many of you who might be worried about your home with regard to the extreme weather that's around. There may be some of you that are, worried about home and maybe being able to pay your rent or your mortgage because of maybe some financial constraint. So he's letting you know that your home is being taken care of. And there's a prayer on the front of this where you can call on him for help. It says, "Thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. And I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. And thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, or taxes." So he's helping you, some of you, to put things in place to ensure the security of your home during the extreme, weather. I get the sense of people like walking around their property saying, okay, what do we need to be, concerned with here? Do we need to put extra buffers up? Do we need to bring things into the garage? Do we need to, things like that. Looking to see if you have a backup generator, because Michael is a protective angel of your home, but he'll also, gives you ideas, or I want to say it's more like he kind of nudges you with, like reminding you to do certain things or look into certain things, like making sure you have enough flashlights around, or, whatever form it takes. But that's part of what he does when you get a card like this and you're concerned about your home, either because of the weather or maybe if there's been a lot of break-ins around your area. He'll guide you to what you need to do to ensure its safety in the physical world, what actions you can take, but he'll also put his protective shield around it if you ask him. But he's letting you know that it's going to be okay for those of you who may have concern about it. And I get a sense of somebody who's concerned about a roof. And maybe it has to do with the heavy snow that's come into so many areas of the country. You might be worried about what the damage it's causing to your roof. And if you need to get that repaired, that can be an expensive repair. So he'll help you with that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to call in a Colette Baron Reed card, Wisdom of the Oracle, for one last message for this week. And then we'll wrap it up. What else do we need to know? Okay, so the Orphaned card came out from the Colette Baron Reed deck. Okay, and this card usually has to do with, you feel like you've been orphaned. And I want to say, as I look at it, you haven't been left out in the cold to somebody who might be watching this, okay? Either literally or figuratively. You haven't been left out in the cold, because this card shows up oftentimes when you may feel excluded, or like people don't get you or not part of the group or the tribe, okay? Or if you got let go, by a job, or, your employer, or let go from something, you might have that feeling. And it is, as sad as she looks kind of sitting there, just, Raguel told us to pay attention to our thoughts and our feelings. And so it's kind of honoring that, for some of you, you might be like, why do I feel so different from everybody else? Do I have a tribe where in a place where I fit in? And the answer is you do, okay? It's sometimes we can be in transition where we've kind of outgrown one group or place, but we haven't quite found, another yet where we kind of, fit in or are embraced for who we are. All right. And that was a big message of, and I feel like this has to do with, I just got somebody being left out of the decision-making process for something, either in your family or in your workplace, something like that. You feel in some way that you got left out or overlooked or something like that. Orphaned, basically. Or even if you had, a second parent who passed away, sometimes it can bring up that little kid in you who feels, I'm orphaned now. Okay. So, and the other card that flipped out when I shuffled the deck is this one, Imagine. And it's about imagining the very best that could happen. Put your powers of visualization to work and imagine, what if everything worked out great? What if it all worked out okay? What if it all worked out the best it possibly could? Okay. So anyways, interesting messages for this week. So I will leave you with those and wish you a really great week. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon, everyone. Thank you so much.